Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. My name is Julia Dim. I'm here with Sarah Vantine, and today we are at the Suburban Collection Lithia pop-up event here in Troy, Michigan. And it's been a great day, don't you think, Sarah?
I agree, Julia. We've had a lot going on today, and we're going to be talking with this incredible group of panelists today about customer experience and technology. Panelists, I'd love to have you all introduce yourselves real quick to our audience that's listening today, and tell us just a bit about what you do and your company.
Hi, my name is Karl Murphy. I'm the CEO of Spiffy, and we provide infrastructure for dealerships to launch mobile services.
Shon Kingrey, Vice President of Fixed Operations for the Kaiser Automotive Group.
And I'm Cobi Collins, Vice President of Client Experience for Trego. We are an assessment organization to help dealerships put the right people in the right roles the first time.
I'm Ed Roberts, COO and GM of Bozard Ford Lincoln in Saxton, Florida.
Troy Blackwell, EVP of Spiffy Mobile Service.
Thank you so much. For our first question, where are dealers underutilizing technology in fixed ops?
I'll take that run to begin with. The dealers a lot of times will look for technology to fix a broken process. And then we realize after we get rolling with it, that it didn't necessarily get to where we wanted it to be. And it's because the process is still broken. And so a lot of times we have to look inward first, correct the processes, and then look for technology that creates the efficiencies to go along with that.
You know, I think on my side or our side, and where Ed and I spend most of our time, we all look for an AI option for BDCs that we struggle with. That probably we haven't all found the right tool yet. And, Ed and I spent a lot of time today talking about people struggle with challenges and changes. And again, to Ed's point, we don't need another tool to fix a process that people aren't going to use. We have enough tools. We have the tools we need. We need to use the tools we have and then move on from there.
Cobi, I'd love to get your perspective because, as we're talking about customer experience and, technology is certainly a huge important component of it, but there's elements with technology that really help give the dealer a better ROI. So, starting what you're doing at Trego, what do you see as being the technology that's given dealers the greatest opportunity to get their return on investment?
Well, we'll always tell you it's the people, Sarah. So, right, the right people are the ones who know how to use the technology. And you're so right. I fully agree. We have so much information coming at us constantly, but do we know how to practically and correctly apply that information? And how fast can we apply it correctly? And so that's what we like to look at it is science that we use to look at people to know who can really adapt as fast as we need them to, because technology without the people behind it is not going to solve the problems we're after. Obviously, in an engine, it's a different story, right? But people are still designing the technology. So when you have the right people strategy and then you begin to apply the technology and AI, and you've got to have people who know how to use the AI. AI is not going to replace anyone on your team, but AI will replace, or people will be replaced by the people who can use the AI. So that's what we let you know, is who can and who can't.
Well, Karl and Troy, thinking about this, as we're seeing the customer expectations increase. We're seeing technology be at customers' fingertips when they're choosing to buy car, service a vehicle. What are you seeing, technology-wise, that's giving dealers that edge over their competition?
Well, a big topic is mobile services, which we provide a lot of technology for. Being able to go to the consumer's driveway and solve the problem, whether it's a warranty, a recall, or an oil change, or any number of services. Customers are super excited by the convenience that brings. And to do that well, and to do that at scale requires technology. So I think that's something we see a lot happening.
Yeah, just to add on, I think technology just as a whole is underutilized software that happens in dealership world today. And, coming from the dealership side of the business, I would walk into locations and I would say, which GM or fixed op signed this long-term contract?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just being underutilized. And there's some great software companies out there, but historically, though, it's very underutilized. Some people are only using like 10%. So I know as our company, we come in and we spend a lot of time consulting, educating, working alongside, because we may not have all the answers, but can we tailor and take some of that feedback and apply it to our software?
And Julia, we're talking a lot about automation in the industry too.
Right. So with that being said, if you could automate just one task in the service department, what would you automate?
Ooh, just one task.
It's it would be the ability to set an appointment without a human involved.
Oh, what did they say?
Yeah, we have, and that's one thing that Spiffy helps us with immensely is to allow us to be able to create an online appointment. And we're so stuck in time in the dealership from that standpoint, and we feel like we got to have our human fingers in everything. That there is technology that can already do those things, and if it can already do those things, it's integrated where it can benefit us all.
And Ed stole that, 'cause again, that's what I said at the beginning. It's AI. It's the BDC side of it. You know, when you call the airlines, the last person you want to talk to actually is a human. You want to talk to the computer to reschedule or rebook your flight. But as Ed said, we as humans and our clients they struggle with that change. They don't like the change, no matter what voice is going to come across. We've struggled for 10 years getting clients to even schedule online, which, you know, it's less than 10%. And that tool is so easy with X time or whatever scheduling tool you're using, that the tool is out there to use. You can schedule whatever you want, but they still choose to let the phone ring and set on hold and to go through the abuse. And as Ed said many years ago, the customers don't want to come to the dealership, guys. It's not what you wake up every morning to do, but you have to do it. We need to make it as less struggleful as possible, I guess would be the word. But we struggle with it and the clients struggle with it.
Troy, Karl, Nick, Cobi, you know, we're talking so much about so many different capacities that technology can be utilized in fixed operations and, you know, in the purchasing of vehicle. But, you know, as customer expectations evolve, are you seeing this the way that, you know, the technology that's happening in automotive, other industries, other verticals, maybe a little bit ahead of us in some of the ways that they improve that customer experience? So what pieces do you see evolving from other industries that are going to impact automotive?
Yeah, I guess I'll start. You know, I think automotive historically is kind of last to get there. Shon and Ed have both mentioned that historically they want customers to drive to their dealership and perform service. So for us, we're always looking at what other industries are doing and what is the technology out there. One tool that we introduced recently is called the Easy Tread Tire Reader. And it's a device that helps, but there's still, Cobi would like this, it's people and process. So there's still people part of this, and they have to greet that customer at the service drive, actively walk around with the tool, but there's an engagement. Let the technology tell the customer they need tires, and then therefore that process kind of changes. And whether that's a valet or a porter, or in best case scenario, be the service advisor, but gives conversation and then let the technology tell the customer they need tires, which that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, and I will echo that, and it's so true that as we see the salespeople work so hard to gain a customer, a service person can lose them in a heartbeat if they're not the right person. And we think about service people as being technical, but they also now have to have excellent people skills. Because if my experience in your service bay, or thank goodness now that we have mobile service options, if you show up at my house and you make me feel really important because you can actually look me in the eye and help me understand what you're doing, I will buy my next car from your dealership.
Yeah, I think the thing we have noticed with employees is that somewhere between 35 and 40, they're digitally native, which means they don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
And whether that's a consumer or the employee, we're trying to put as many tools into text and email that become automatic, and then it allows the best employees to do the best human skills, which is develop relationships and solve complex problems. And then the super simple things like schedule an appointment. It's pretty predictable. You use a day and a time and a type of service. That's a very computer literate task. It's very easy to systematize. Let's do all that stuff electronically via text or email, and then, you know, kick out the consumer, the human, the superhuman things that you can't do technically. Let the consumers do that, or let the the BDC or the sales rep have a real conversation, not like hey, I need your birth date, I need your VIN, I need your 80-digit VIN number, you know, what's your license? I still don't know what my license plate is. You know, it's all these sort of things. And so I think that's a big part of what we bring in our business, and I see it across all of the dealerships trying to do this.
Yes. Julia, it's amazing listening to our guests today on this panel. Just customer experience is evolving, and it's going to be even more important as we continue to elevate the industry. Everyone, we're here at the Fixed Ops Roundtable here at the Suburban Collection with Lithia in Troy, Michigan. Stay tuned. We have more exciting stuff that's coming up next.